Good morning and welcome to BOTB HQ in Parsons Green, South West London. My name is Christian Williams, the presenter here at BOTB. And we're here this morning to judge the latest dream car competition, which ran from the 3rd to the 9th of August 2020. Just before I hand over to our lawyer this morning, Alex, I'd like to say a huge congratulations once again to last week's winner, Mohammed Ahmed, winning not only a brand new Mercedes A45S AMG, but also, as it was our Super Summer Special, £100,000. I'm now going to pass over to Alex Evans from Onside Law, who will oversee the proceedings this morning.
Thanks, Christian. I'm Alex Evans from Onside Law, and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. I can confirm that all the data has been sent to the auditors, Wilkins Kennedy. I'm now going to ask the judges to introduce themselves. First up, Matt Cannon.
My name is Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee and footballer, and my pre-season training starts this Saturday.
Thanks, Matt. If you could now select where you think the centre of the ball should be, and we'll come back to you to justify your position, and then for a panel decision at the end. Next up, Ari Mendonca.
Hi, my name is Ari Mendonca. I've been involved in football for over 30 years, firstly as a player and then as a referee.
Next, Hugh Gilroy.
Good morning, my name's Hugh Gilroy. I'm an active referee, mentor, tutor and observer.
Next up, Kieran Fitzgibbon.
Hi, my name is Kieran Fitzgibbon. I've played football for more than 30 years and I'm now a senior county referee.
Next, Andy Braithwaite.
Thanks, Alex. I'm Andy Braithwaite. I'm a football referee, mentor, licensed observer.
And finally, Roger Wheeler.
My name is Roger Wheeler. I'm a referee. I've been refereeing for more than 30 years.
Matt, please justify your position.
Yes, thanks, Alex. Mine is the Red Cross, just at the top of the main cluster. There's two players in shot. The player in blue in the background, I believe he's just looking up towards the ball. He's not looking at the player in red at all. He's looking at the ball. And he seems to be his arms are up like he's sort of stopping, clattering into the guy in red and black. The guy in red and black's got his arms up and his fist clenched and he's just about, I believe, to head the ball. I think he's looking up straight towards the ball. And I've cross-referenced the two players' eyes and put the centre of the ball where my red cross is.
Thanks, Matt. Ari, please justify your position.
Thanks, Alex. Well, I felt that player in red is the one who is trying to reach for this ball. Is adjusting his body slightly to the right to try to head the ball. And if he doesn't head the ball, he's definitely going to touch it with his hand over there. Player in blue on the right side, he clearly got legs. He's following the trajectory of the ball. And then I cross-reference with the player in red to decide where the center of the ball should be.
Thanks, Ari. Hugh, please justify your position.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, mine's the blue cross. Two players in shot, as the guys have said. For me, the player in red and black is going to win the ball. He's going to play it with his head, judging from his eye line and his body position, his arms up. The player in blue in the background, for me, was just looking up towards the ball. And I just felt where predominantly the red and black player's eyes were looking, he's obviously focused closely on it and about to play it. That's where I place across where the blue is.
Thanks, Hugh. Kieran, please justify your position.
Thanks, Alex. Yes, I'm agreeing with most of my colleagues here. I think the player in red is going to head the ball. He's got his hands together in fists, and I think he's also looked like he's on his way up to head the ball. I think the player in blue is just on looking. He's not going to get near the ball, so he's just watching the ball. I think the player in red is on his way up to head the ball. I think the ball may be coming in at a sort of a reasonable pace because he seems to be looking ahead of him, in front of him. But I've used the eye lines for both players to reference where I put my cross.
Thanks, Kieran. Andy, please justify your position.
Thanks, Alex. My particular take on this on the grey cross, I think that the guy in blue is looking directly at the ball. I've actually taken my main lines or my lines from the guy in blue. His gaze is giving me that angle, which I really fairly much the same on. The guy in red, yes, he's going to touch the head of the ball, but I think that he's looking at the underside of the ball. So where we're dealing with the centre of the ball, that's why I've placed my grey cross slightly upwards there, and the guy in blue, as I said, which is my main thought, is where I've placed my grey cross.
Thanks, Andy. And Roger, please justify your position.
For me, the guy in red is about to head the ball. He's up earlier than the guy in blue. He's already got sort of both arms in the air, so I think he's very close to playing it. His pupils are nice and wide, and they seem to be right at the top of his eye. So he seems to be looking up to me, particularly with the left eye. Obviously, the fellow in blue is watching the ball. He's making an effort to get into it, but I don't think he's going to get in there. So I've got the guy in red much more involved, and I've got him, as I say, looking up a little more. But where their eyes cross is my purple cross.
Thanks, Roger. Judges, please now come to a panel decision. For your information, the larger white cross is the calculated average of the 6 individual selections.
Okay, guys, we'll draw some lines in from players' eyes. I'll draw another one from this eye here. So we are within a cluster. We've got Ari that's slightly higher away from the red player, and we've got Hugh slightly lower than the group of us looking up from the red player. Ari, looking at your cross, any more thoughts about where this blue player, do you think he is looking that high?
Yeah, he's looking on slightly to his right, above his head. So I think he's looking towards that plain red. He gave me this line where we all agree is looking towards. So he's coming towards him from left to right down. Yeah, I felt that it's reasonable over there.
Yeah, I mean, to my mind, obviously the red player is in front of the blue player, going to head the ball. I think we all agree. So the ball is slightly in front of the blue player by sort of maybe a couple of yards. Hugh, you're lowest.
Yeah, for me, I think a couple of people said it, but I think he's going to play it quite imminently, judging from his position, his arm. And I just felt if he was going to meet it with his head and from that position, he was kind of going to meet it halfway. So it wasn't that far away at all. So I didn't think it'd be that high, given that his position looked like he was about to sort of just twist and meet it, rather than he's not jumping to meet it.
No, sure.
Kind of coming into him. So, and then with the blue, for me, I just felt he was looking over that, kind of that much to the left. Yeah.
I mean, Roger, you're the closest to the red player. I think you mentioned this guy's eyes. Obviously, his right eye, I think we've got a good view of, and again, the left eye, we've got quite a good view of him. And you're thinking he's looking fairly steeply? I
am. His eyes, his pupils seem to be sort of up at the top of his eye, and I get the impression, he's very close to actually heading the ball.
Yeah.
So I think the height, and because 2 or 3 of us have got similar height, I'm probably nearest to the left because I'm thinking he's a little bit closer to heading the ball.
Yeah. And Andy, you're just to the right of Roger.
Yeah.
Again, you just think he's going to imminently head it?
Well, I think you tell by his body shape, he shifted to the right, swinging back to sort of swoop at it with. But as I said, I felt that he was looking at the underside of the ball where it's dropping in. So the actual centre of the ball where we're looking at.
Yeah. Kieran, you're in the sort of the middle of it all, quite close to the average, just a little bit south. Anything to add from the other?
Not really. I mean, the only thing I would say is that the player in red's head he's not leaning his head back, so he would be looking up a little bit. But also, if he's going to head the ball, you would assume he'd try to head it with his forehead, and therefore would be, that's why I've got the ball perhaps a little lower than 1 or 2 others. And that's why I think I would agree with you that it may not be quite that high. Yeah. But I think everybody's is very close. They're all in a very close area. I think everybody's, in my opinion, from the player in blue, I agree with Ari. I think everybody's viewpoint from the player in blue is fine. It's just how we see the player in red and where he's heading the ball.
Yeah. I mean, the centre of the ball, it shifts a bit with Ari's to Roger, but not a huge amount. I mean, if I put the magnifier over the average of our 6 choices, it does encompass everybody's, even Ari's. It just seems to clip the sides. And I think if we did the usual experiment of removing Ari, it drops a little bit down. But from my personal view, this player in blue isn't looking that far down. So personally, for me in this situation, I think to judge at the average, encompassing all 6 choices is right. Ari, what do you think?
Well,
average?
The average, definitely, because I feel even when you're placing the zoom in the center, you see even the players on the edges, they still touch the circumference. So I think it's right for us to not exclude anyone.
Okay, I think for longevity of the video, I think if we just take a vote. So Ari, you're happy to judge at the average?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yep. Hugh?
Yeah, happy.
Yeah. Kieran?
Yes, happy.
Yeah. Andy?
Yeah, that's good for me.
Yeah. And then lastly, Roger?
Yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Okie dokie. Right. Well. Okay, Alex, we've come to a panel decision to judge at the average, taking into account all 6 of our choices.
Great, thanks, Matt. Judges, if everyone is happy, Matt, please can you click submit? Thank you, judges. The selected coordinates are 1482607. These coordinates will now be passed to Wilkins Kennedy to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will then inform best of the best. That concludes the judging process. Thank you.